Hi everybody, Lori Bradley here in St. Louis, Missouri, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and it is day 6 of 31 projects in 31 days. We are rolling along, and today is either going to go really smoothly or really not smoothly. My idea is that I want to show you how simple something is, but it's probably going to turn out to be a don't do as Lori does, because, you know, that's how my life works, right? Right now, Stampin' Up! Kits, which are all inclusive, include everything that you need to make cards or gift bags, all kinds of things are actually on sale, 10% up to 30% off. And actually, I think there's a couple that might even be 50% off. So I have this brilliant idea that I'm going to show you one of the kits. I'm not going to make all of the pieces, but I'm going to make one of each of the things. So you're actually going to get 4 for 1 today. So we're going to call it project number 6 because it is a kit. But I hope that you enjoy it, because a lot of people don't really know much about our kits and realize that they used to be not so great, I'm going to tell you. But right now, the quality has really improved, and they are actually really great. So let me flip this around. Let's make our projects for today, and we'll get going. All right, so my choice for today, I've got to set up my computer here too. All the kits come in a little box. They come in a great box that is a perfect holder for all of your stuff. And I already have unboxed this one, so I'm going to show you what I've got here. It comes with dimensionals, little mini dimensionals, and it comes with glue dots. We're not going to use those. I just prefer to use what I already have on my desk, and I hold on to these when I'm going to be in the car or traveling or something like that. So it comes with all the adhesive that you need. It comes with the twine that we're going to use for our tags. And this one is called the Nutcracker tags, and there's 4 different tags. They all look different, and so we're gonna make it. And so when we open that, the directions are all there. It tells you what you need for each one. And in case you haven't ever used one, the little gray dots, those are glue dots. So you would use regular adhesive there. And then the little hexagons are dimensionals. And so I always like to use dimensionals. And funny story, on Saturday, I went to a whole football game, and my sister-in-law started laughing at me, and I said, "What's so funny?" And she said, "You have a dimensional in your hair." Not just a dimensional back, but a whole dimensional. How it was stuck and no one had noticed, I have no idea. All right, well, hello ladies. Pam, the Christmas truck has actually been out for a week or two. It was very, very popular, and so I'm hoping that it'll come back in time for Christmas, because it was really a good one. Yeah, it's a little bit sad. All right, so we have my favorite little Nutcracker, because she's a redheaded girl. And so what I like to do, all the pieces come, I usually try to go through and I punch out everything first. But you'll notice that, so we've got Believe in the Magic of Christmas, For You, Cheer to Last the Year, and Sending Joy. Those are the English versions. They're Spanish, German, and Dutch, because those are the 4 languages that our kits all come in. So you don't even have to stamp a thing. You can just punch it out. This kit is normally $14, and it's actually on sale for $12.60, because this one is 10% off. And so, like I said, I like to punch out all the pieces. I punched out the big ones, and then I realized that I didn't want all of these little holly leaves. Like, I didn't want those lost in my box. So I didn't punch those out. So if you're wondering why those are still in my box, I will finish this kit later, but I'm just going to show you all 4. See, it all fits right back here in my box. I've got it, and we'll put it over here. Hi, Sheila. Thanks for watching today. All right, so I'm going to start with, and our directions show us, because directions are important, right? It shows you all the pieces that you need for each of these little guys, and they're all a little bit different. You can see the colors are different, and so really you can make them however you want, but they do coordinate just a little bit. Hi, Monica. All right, so let's start with this guy, the brown-haired guy, who his piece is not on his back. Goodness gracious, see, I've already misplaced a piece. All right, he is the Oh, no, this is his piece. That's his piece. This is my other guy. All right, goodness. I mean, it probably wouldn't matter. All right, they each have little holes in the top, so you can take your pick tool or your scissors or your fingernail and poke those out. And then you'll see I have his hat is on here. We're gonna make his hat a little fancier because it gives us some gold shimmer. So I'm going to, actually I am gonna use the mini dimensionals because I don't have any mini dimensionals on my table right now. I have big ones, but I don't wanna take the time to cut those. All right, have any of you who are watching, do you like the kits? Do you use them? If so, what's your favorite one? If you have a favorite. My actual favorite one right now actually went on back order today as well. The birthday fancy one. It's really cute. And my friend Sue and I did a bingo class over the summer, and we showed alternate projects. So we did some Step It Up projects, and Sue made a scrapbook page, and so it was a lot of fun. So that kit is high on my list, and I obviously was high on a lot of people's lists. All right, his beard is gonna get a little popped up, so give him a little dimension there. All right, and he is, cheers to the years. I guess I should pay attention to my directions. Now, we have the holly leaf. I'm still trying to figure out the holly leaf, exactly what I need to do with him, because it's supposed to stick out on the side over here, but I'm not sure how to make that work exactly, because that seems a little weird, doesn't it? I feel like it should be on top. So anyway, I'm gonna put my pieces together. I'm gonna go ahead and glue those a little bit. Sometimes, I don't know, what do you think? If you were watching, help me out here. Should I just glue them straight on so that because nutcrackers I feel like are very rigid and straight, but I kind of like when the tag shows a little bit more. So what do you think there? Let me know what you think. Straight or sideways? Just a little bit. And then his, gotta punch out all the little pieces. This makes it so easy. But like I said, I haven't made this one yet. I think we're gonna go straight for this guy. Let's go straight. So I'm just gonna put regular adhesive, and it doesn't have to be a ton, just enough on the back to keep him on there in place. Just like that. We're gonna put dimensionals on the words. All right. So the kit sale goes through, that's a good choice, Monica. Straight is the best option here because that's what we're doing. All right. Put it right down here so we can see his drum. And then I don't know. I'm struggling with this a little bit to even, if I think this even needs to go on here. Like the directions show it right about here, but you can't really see it. So I almost wonder if we need that while I'm, overthinking things. I'm gonna put the twine on. They gave us the black baker's twine, and we're gonna use 12 inches for every one of these. So I'm just gonna measure it. You don't have to be exactly precise, but I'm gonna measure it on my grid paper. On his hat. Do you think it's too big for his hat though? Like up here? You know what? Actually, I think that's okay. I just have to make sure that it's gonna stick well enough. We'll try it. I like nutcrackers. I think they're pretty cute. There we go. How's that? All right. So then I've got my baker's twine, and I'm just going to tie that through here. And there we go. So there's our little guy number one. There we go. Okay. So then I'm going to get the next guy, and it has a little bit more a coastal cabana look about him. So his greens are not quite the same, but again, We're gonna put his hat on a dimensional because it's got the shiny gold to match his uniform. Put that right over his hat. Anybody can make these kits. They are so amazing. But like I said, usually I make thick projects ahead of time, and I thought, no, I can make this without doing this ahead of time. So far, so good. Just a little scary. All right, so we'll do this one on, I'm gonna have those little circles everywhere. All right, so we're gonna put him on, you know what? This one I'm gonna put on dimensionals. Let's put him on dimensionals so that it stands up a little bit, and we'll see what we can do with this one, because that, should I put it on his hat again? There's the hat. Should I do the hat, or should I try it down below? Because his For You, we can put right there. We could put it on the side there, but I think it gets lost. I'm struggling with these, so think about it. The hat or on his leg? The hat is there. Yes for the hat again? Is that the answer, Lisa? I think there's a little bit of a lag, so I always want to make sure that I'm not answering the wrong question. Yes for the hat. I can always do it differently when I make the rest of them. There's 3 of each one, so there is 12 tags. So 12 tags that are super cute. All the supplies, and it's $12.60. I think that's a sweet deal. All right, this guy, I'm gonna put him on dimensionals though. Maybe his legs anyway, so we can see a little more of that bottom piece. And then I'll put a little at the top just to hold it on. Because why would I follow all the directions, right? Okay, so that the top will stay, and then we'll have a little bit, scoot him over. Monica's head straight and he's a little bit crooked. All right, then 12 inches of twine. Or however much you think that needs to be, you need to tie it onto your packages. Put this on a solid red Christmas bag, and I think it'd be super cute. And then there's plenty of room on the back. It's white. You can write on the back, or you could just tell them, I didn't write your name, so you can reuse the tag, because that's always helpful too. All right. Whoop. Somehow, what did I do? All right. Oh my goodness. I think obviously I'm not all right. I probably have some black twine elsewhere. If not, I'll use a white piece on somebody else. All right. Because you have to lick the end, right? There we go. All right, there's Nutcracker number 2. Nutcracker number 3 is the older guy with the gray hair and the gray mustache, but he has a really fun glittery hat. He also has some holly leaves. Right, and he's a Believe guy. Let's put him flat. I'll go ahead and glue him on. Just gonna put the adhesive right down the middle. All right, if you have kits, what is your favorite one that you have bought? Is there a particular one that you just really like? The Birthday Fancy is probably right up there on my list. And also the, I like the Spooky Sweet Treat containers, but those are also unavailable because we are on, FOMO, like don't miss out, because they are going, and once they're gone, they're going to be on back order, and I don't know if they'll be here in time. So make sure you shop that sale before Wednesday. All right, see how easily those come together? All right, now we've got the Believe and the Magic. I don't want to cover that wreath. I think it's too pretty. Another little spot to poke out. All right, the main thing with this, I'm gonna put it right across his chest, I think. The main thing with these is that just make sure you punch out all your pieces, because if you don't, then you'll be searching through and just put all the stack, make all the stack of the gray-haired guy, make all the stack of his mustache, all the stack of his hat. And that way you can easily assemble, and you can do all the, I'm gonna call him the old guy, the older guy, because he's got the gray hair. Maybe I'll make it cattywampus. I do love cattywampus every once in a while. There we go. And then, see, but this guy's got pretty gold on his hat. What do I do for this one? Because they want me to put it right here, but those berries just don't show right there. Maybe I put it, maybe I just attach it to his boot. That's what I'll do. The other option is to leave it off and put that on something else, but you know. All right, so we'll do that. See how easily these come together? Like, nobody knows where the holly leaf is supposed to go, so, except for you guys do now. So if you get a Nutcracker tag from me, you'll know that I did it different. But like I said, I don't usually show the kits, but since they are on sale right now, I thought you should see how awesome these are. And I'm gonna say they're about 5 inches long, I guess. And of course, this one is my favorite because it's the little red-haired girl. I'll put her right there, sending joy. I kind of want to see, I want to see all the things. I don't know how to do this. Decisions. All right, tomorrow, I already have my card planned for tomorrow as well. And tomorrow is actually going to be another multi-project in one day. So you're going to get another little bonus. Not going to tell you what it is, but it is going to be more than one project, and it's not a kit. So that'll be fun. All right, so there she is. Let's put her on here. I don't know, maybe she gets to be a little cattywampus because she's sassy like me. But no, I do like it straight because I feel like Nutcrackers are just straight. We'll do sending joy on this left side. We'll attach it on the left. I do love mini dimensionals. Oh, let's glue her down. You don't have to cover her whole body. We just want to just make enough to make her stick on there. Yeah, Sheila, I think so too. I think they're so cute. When I saw them in the catalog, I thought they were cute. And I thought, I'm going to have to get these. And when I got it, I was like, oh, it's way cuter even than what I expected. And so easy, like I said, except for when you see Lori struggling here. All right, I'm going to put that so it's kind of over her hands because I want my boots to stand up. And I think I've got room for another dimensional right there. So I'm going to do that as well, just to make sure my letters stay where they need to. Here we go. All right, and then this one. Let's do it. It kind of blends a little bit with her hair, so maybe I should tilt it a little more, put it up. I'll do that. It's all about winging it. All right, we'll tilt it that way so that no, we want the leaves to go down by her hair. There we go. And then our twine. The kits that Stampin' Up! Has are actually really great. Like I said, when Paper Pumpkin first came out, that was the first kit we had. It was not that exciting, but the quality and the content has become so much better. All right, so here we have our 4 gift tags. Like I said, you make 3 of each with the kit for $12.60. I think it is super, super cute. All right, so tomorrow is Tuesday. I'm actually I couldn't do this evening because I have a demonstrator team meeting at my house tonight, but tomorrow night I will be live at 7:30 p.m. Central Time and because I'll be coming from soccer, so I had to do it a little bit later. So 7:30 tomorrow night, and that's your day 6. I hope that you like these tags, and I will see you tomorrow night at 7:30. Thanks for watching.